Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited for today's video because we are giving the bedroom a much needed refresh. So in case you missed it, in a previous video, we actually kicked it off by creating some design swatches for this wall behind me. And we also made a gorgeous dresser. So if you haven't already, make sure to go back and watch that one. And now it's time just to bring everything to life. We're painting, we're gonna make some DIYs and also add in some changes in here without losing the general essence of this. I told myself this year that I really just wanted to challenge myself design-wise. And although I love this bedroom, I just want to elevate it a little bit more and play with colors and have fun with some patterns. So that is what I'm set out to do today. I also have to thank 3M Claw drywall picture hangers for sponsoring today's video. You guys already know I'm a huge 3M stan, so this is such an exciting partnership for me. I think you're really gonna like what I share with you today because it is literally such an amazing product. So make sure to stay tuned for that. We have a lot to do, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so here is my general mood board. I definitely want to keep the same layout and the same core pieces, including my headboard, because I spent a lot of time to make this. So we are definitely going to keep a majority of this, but I definitely want to make a few changes because there are some things that I think could just be better. From my inspo photos, you definitely can see that it's giving pattern play, it's giving bold, rich colors, and I just really want to live out this fantasy and give this bedroom its best life. I kind of feel like I've been playing it safe a little bit. There's a lot of warm colors going on here, and I feel like we could just add more layers and be a little bit more bold. So that's kind of where my head is at for this refresh, and I definitely want to get started by DIYing some artwork because I feel like it would not be a refresh if I didn't create some type of artwork for my walls. And I've been wanting to make this piece for a couple of months now, so let's go ahead and make it happen. We're DIYing in a dress today because why the heck not? All right, so for this piece, you guys know I love a good checkerboard, and I was very inspired by this piece, which actually is a more elevated checkerboard in my opinion. It's almost an optical illusion, and I love that they use wood as the base because it gives a really nice contrast. The piece I saw is only 8 by 8 inches, which is like this big, so it's really small. So I'm going to enlarge that and make this a 2 by 3 piece. I have a 2 by 4 plywood panel here, and we're going to just cut that down with a circular saw. And when I was planning out this project, it really reminded me of my first time ever working with wood in terms of making artwork with it. It was in high school. I think I was probably like 17, and it was my first time ever going into a lumber store. I remember just being so nervous and intimidated just being in there because I had no idea what I was doing. I distinctly remember asking an employee for help because I really didn't know what kind of material I needed. I didn't even know what plywood was, to be honest. I just felt so out of place because they were kind of giving me funny looks when I said that I was going to make a piece of artwork with it. Fast forward 12 to 13 years later, I'm making artwork with wood all the time. So I feel like high school Tina would be so proud now. If I can find a picture of the piece, I will insert it right here. But yeah, I thought I would just share that with you guys. We're going to get started, and I feel like this project is going to be a lot of fun. I have so much respect for artists and woodworkers because I know firsthand how much time it takes to create just one piece. And even though everyone makes it look easy on social media, a lot of effort is put into handcrafted items, and it takes so much skill and patience to create them. I of course will try to DIY when I can, but I also just love supporting small and local businesses and artists. And I feel pretty lucky that there are a lot of pop-up markets almost every weekend here in Southern California, so we love to go as often as we can. It's so cool to see how creative people get and what they create. And now that it's warming up, I want to give you guys a little reminder to check out your local craft fairs and markets to show your support. It's always such a great time and one of my favorite ways to spend my weekends. This is already looking so cool. Look at these crisp lines. There are some little spots that I do have to touch up. So like you can see here, I spilled some paint, but I should be able to just sand that off so you won't be able to see it. And now we just have to fill up these little triangle pieces with some black paint and use the same method. So far, the project is turning out really well. I'm letting it dry right now. We're gonna hang up a bunch of decor for this refresh, and I'm using my trusty 3M Claw drywall picture hangers. If you haven't seen these are an absolute game changer. I'm so excited to partner with 3M to show you guys how these work. I actually saw someone use these last year and I immediately went and bought them. If you haven't tried these yet, you definitely need to. I always have them on hand just in case I need to hang up artwork or any heavier items like mirrors. They are just so versatile, and you want to choose the right one for how much weight you plan on hanging. So I have the 25-pound, the 45-pound, and also the 65-pound claw, which honestly is insane that it can even hold that much, and it makes minimal damage to your walls. So you can see on the backside here, this is how small the holes are. You don't have to drill and make a big hole in your wall. It's only going to leave behind these two little holes, which are so easy to patch up. So these are made out of steel. The front side has the little hook here, and then the back side is where you have the two little prongs that go into the wall. And I like that on the front here, it tells you how much weight it holds so you never forget. And I recently found out they came out with these hooks, which are super sleek. I have the black version and also the silver version, and these are great for hanging up things like bags or towels or jackets, and they hold up to 25 pounds as well. So I'm gonna use the black ones to hang up my bags since they don't really have a home right now, so this is perfect. I've actually been meaning to hang up the mirror in our entryway for like ever, so I'm gonna hang it up today and show you guys how easy these are to use. So this is a one-person job. All you have to do is mark, push, and hang, and you're done. So it comes with these little spot markers, which you basically place underneath the hanger, and this helps eliminate measuring, and you get the perfect spot every single time. Okay, I shouldn't have done that. Won't be needing this. Hook it right in, mark the spot, attach your spot marker, and then place it on the wall. Press down, and then the marker is gonna be left. Just like magic. And this is where we want to put our claw. So as you can see, there are no tools required. You just want to push this in with your thumbs. And you don't even need a drill, which means there are no big holes left in your walls, which makes it perfect for renters like me. And just push it in. This just freed up so much space on the countertop, and as you saw, this was so easy. It took me like under 5 minutes to do. This mirror is quite heavy, and I didn't even have to worry about finding a stud, which is great, especially for gallery walls. You don't want the limitations of studs, so these are perfect for that. I highly recommend these. These are the only way I'm hanging up things from now on. If you want to check them out, I will have a link down below in my description box so you can get some up for yourself. Thank you again to 3M Claw Heavyweight Hanging Solutions for sponsoring today's video. I am forever a 3M fan, and I will forever love your products.
Rolling, rolling.
Rolling, rolling. You got it?
Yeah. You can just take a break.
What? Oh yeah. How are you moving that so quickly? Record time. I was not mentally prepared for this.
Why is it so dirty in here?
I need a vacuum. Na 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 na. Oh god, this is heavy. Hold up.
1, 2, 3, lift up.
I'm so weak. Okay, that's good. Sometimes I forget that like painting a wall seems easy, but that also includes undoing everything. So I mentally was not prepared to do all of this today. But this is all gonna be worth it because I'm so excited to paint this. And also we're painting this. We are all prepped and ready to go, and now it's time to paint, which I'm a little bit nervous about, but I am trusting the process. So in my previous video, I had you guys vote between these two options. So this was option A, and then this was option B, and the overwhelming response was for option A, which I honestly agree with. It was really inspired by this photo, and I just love how organic it is. It feels super zen while still being very playful, and I do agree. I think I should lessen the brush strokes so that the background color could show up more. So I grabbed a light brown paint that I think will complement the existing color well, and then I also got a broom, or at least a broom head, and this is gonna be our paintbrush. I've never done anything like this before, so I think my plan is actually to start in the middle at the bottom. That way it's gonna be covered by the headboard, no one's gonna see it, and it'll give me some time to practice before I do it everywhere else. Okay, let's do it. I'm gonna do a little test before I start, so I'm just gonna dip it in, take off a lot of the excess. Oh, it is very dry. I can kind of see there's like buildup right here, so I'm gonna take my scissors and actually cut off some of the bristles. This whole process was very much go with the flow, and usually I would mock everything up beforehand, but I just knew that I wouldn't know where to place each brush stroke until I was in front of this wall. Do you guys see how subtle this is, but adds so much texture? I'm actually kind of sad that this is gonna get covered by the headboard over here, but now I have kind of the groove of it, and I'm really loving this contrast. So I trusted the project and kept reminding myself that this is just paint and you can always paint over it and adjust it until you're happy with it. So you'll see that I jumped around from spot to spot and I alternated between horizontal, vertical, and wavy strokes. I let the broom do the work for me and just did what felt right. Also, who said that accent walls aren't in anymore? Because I think this looks amazing. This is such a great alternative to applying wallpaper, and it gives so much movement and texture. Anyone could try out this project. There are no rules, and you could also do it in so many different colors that will best suit your own vibe. Okay, we're gonna let this dry now, and if you notice that my hair looks a little different, Brian and I went to get haircuts in the middle of this project, so that is why I have wavy hair like halfway through. And I know I basically say this every single time I paint a statement or accent wall, but I truly mean it when this makes it feel larger in here. Also could be because the bed's not in here, but honestly, I can't stop looking upwards every single time now. I think the color really complements this, and even though I do have texture on my walls, I think it kind of added to the overall vibe. And honestly, this didn't take too long, so if you've ever wanted to make a statement wall and make it look organic, I think this is definitely the way to go.
What's in here? 1, 2, 3.
Does this feel right?
Yes.
Yay!
My home.
Okay, we have some new furniture, and honestly, no matter how hard I try to force it, I just need closed storage. This is the same exact reason why we switched out our TV console. We are just drawer people, and I just have to accept that. So let's build some new nightstands. Ooh. I think this is already built. Even better. So I chose some wood nightstands because we have a lot of pattern going on in here. I just thought the marble would be a little too bold, so I went with something more neutral and wood toned. Okay, let's open her up. Ooh. I'm going with something a little bit more classic looking, especially since the old ones were very modern. I felt like this would be a nice contrast. I think the legs are in here. Whoa. And I really like that the legs have a curve to them, so it breaks up all of the hard angles that we have going on in the bedroom. Am I in focus? We're gonna put up the artwork. Honestly, this came out better than I imagined, and I was a little afraid that there was gonna be too much pattern going on here, but seeing this next to the wall honestly just looks really good. It's so bold and there's enough contrast between the two pieces that they don't clash in a bad way. Just scoot it over just a little. I just took a step back to really admire this, and honestly, she is the moment. This backdrop is just making me so happy to look at, and now I have to move on to the rest of the walls. We have to put up the sconces, so here is how it turned out. These honestly were such an inexpensive find to begin with, so I think they just look so much more expensive now. And I finally figured out what I'm going to do to this back wall where our entrance is. There's just been an empty spot, and I finally decided that we're gonna add these hooks. This is a great way to utilize some vertical space and maybe add a bench underneath or something. I really wanted to keep that area still open but functional, so this is the perfect solution. Now that we have everything in place, I have a better visual of what I want to do above the TV. So instead of a very busy gallery wall, instead I'm going to do 3 picture frames, make it super simple. I'm going to do a triptych with these square frames, and I love that these are brass and have a simple detailing on them, and is the perfect way to kind of just round out the rest of the room. It is finally time to change up our bedspread. This is something that I've been wanting to do for quite a while. I got a new duvet cover, and I know this is like one of the easiest and most simple ways to refresh a bedroom. Your bed is usually the biggest piece of furniture in the room, so it takes up the most real estate, and you can definitely make it a moment by changing up the bedspread. So if you're refreshing a space and there's only a couple things that you can change, definitely try out some new bedding. So I got this one in a floral pattern. I think the last time I did a pattern bedding was actually in college, so that was quite a long time ago. I honestly can't believe I've only had solid bedding for the past 3 or 4 places that I've lived, so adding some floral honestly is so exciting to me. And just like with rugs, you want to pull in the colors from the bedroom, so this kind of does the same thing. It has some peaches in here, some neutrals, so I think this is the perfect way to introduce some more pattern into the room. We are also introducing some throw pillows onto the bed, so I have actually been really good about making our bed almost every single day. And now that it's become a habit, I feel like we can introduce some throw pillows again. So I got this beautiful square velvet pillow cover. It has a ruffled edge to it. You guys already know that this rust is one of my favorite colors, and I think it's gonna look really nice and tie in with the velvet headboard again. Okay, you guys, what do you think of this refresh? My whole goal was to elevate the room, and I feel like we really did that. I wanted to push myself and try something new, and I feel like this wall and the artwork really just give me that pop-up pattern that I've been wanting. And I hope this video gave you some ideas on how to refresh a space without having to redo every single thing. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I am so eager to see what you guys think. I am seriously so excited to go to bed in here tonight. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up below and subscribe if you haven't already, because I have a ton more makeovers and projects coming up. And if you'd like to see what I'm up to behind the scenes, make sure to follow me over on Instagram. I post every single day. That is it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Stay inspired, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!